I'm Peter Canavese of Palo Alto Online and GrouchoReviews.com. Okay, first I just need to take roll. Me, yeah, right. Earl, and dying girl. There we go. Okay, good. We're all here. But seriously, folks, I'm here, of course, with Thomas Mann, Olivia Cooke, and R.J. Cyler, the stars of Sundance Award winner Me and Earl and the Dying Girl. So, as actors, it's your job to be in touch with your emotions and expressing them, and yet each of your characters has some problems with that. I mean, they're characters who are poker-faced about their emotions or even defensive about them. So, what kind of adjustment did that require, if any, or is it just the usual leap of imagination in playing any role?
I think just that, the leap in imagination of playing each role. I think young adults these days are very stony-faced, and you know, it's not cool. It's not right to be sentimental about things. You know, you need to put on a brave face to not show that your weaknesses.
Kids aren't fazed by anything anymore, and despite what they're actually feeling, you know, that's kind of what drew me to this script was just that the stubbornness and sort of selfishness of these characters. Which is what I was like. It's very honest.
So there's a motto in the movie called "Respect the Research" from the history teacher. I wanted to ask about your research on living with acute myelogenous leukemia, or for the guys, I assume, watching a lot of Criterion Collection discs and honing your Werner Herzog impression.
Well, I went to visit a girl at the Matilda ward in UCLA who had the same leukemia as Rachel does in the movie, and I sat with her and her father, who had it 2 years previously and beat it, which is very rare, that it's not usually hereditary. And then I spoke with her team of doctors who told me about other patients and 18-year-olds that kind of, you know, they're old enough to make their own decisions and they become the parent in the situation, and they're the ones that are, you know, consoling their parents through it and are the strength. And then Alfonso and I created a chart of chemotherapy and the stages of cancer, so we could draw upon that when I needed to mentally and physically get into a particular state. Which was really incredibly helpful.
Like
then
so I watched a lot of movies. I'd seen some of them, but a lot of them I was really introduced to from most of them is Alfonso paying homage to all his influences, and so I wanted to kind of like them the same way that Greg liked them, you know, and then Alfonso liked them, and so that was a lot of my homework.
Yeah, I had like the same homework, just figuring out, watching clips, and he was sending us DVDs also. That's how I discovered Midnight Cowboy to be such an addicting movie.
Yeah. One of the best ones in the film of your guys' amateur films in there. So as a critic, I of course have my own hoity-toity answer, but what do you guys think this film is about?
It's about a lot of things, but to me it's about just the importance of opening up or letting people in and making real connections, which is, you know, even if you're facing rejection, it's ultimately more fulfilling and you at least can learn something from it than just, you know, being alone and keeping everything inside.
Yeah, learning to be empathetic, to create, to appreciate.
That's my answer in two.
They got it. All right. So seeing Jesse Andrews in interviews, he seems an awful lot like Greg. Did you base any of your mannerisms on his?
I mean, a little bit. He's more like he's louder and he uses his hands a lot more. I think he's more confident. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really base anything off of him. If anything, I think Greg is a little more like Alfonso.
Yeah, a little bit.
But I don't know. But his voice is a lot like Greg's. He claims to not be like Greg, but he definitely is.
Yeah, his train of thought is definitely the way Greg splurges.
And did you shoot in his house? Is that right?
Yeah. Greg's room is his childhood bedroom.
Wow. So Olivia, at what point did you first acquire your skill with an American accent? Was that for your first American role, or something that your agent says, look, if you want to go to the next level? It
was for, I mean, I dabbled, like, messing about when I was younger, just copying American films and things, and doing plays on my front yard with all the street. But I think when I got Bates Motel, and then I put myself on tape for Bates Motel without ever having to learn an American accent, and I did my best at trying to ham one out, and it was terrible. And then and if you watch the first couple of episodes of Bates Motel and you see my performance, my American accent is awful. It's really, really bad. That's why they wrote in that my character, you know, is from Manchester, but she moved to America when she was 8 years old, just as like an insurance policy, because my American accent was that terrible.
So RJ, this is your first film, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was your learning curve like on the set? I wonder about things like popsicle continuity and that sort of thing.
I hate popsicles now, especially the fudge ones. Like the ones that they had, I can eat those all day.
I would have rather eaten yours.
Nah, dude, we should have switched at least sometime, because they ruined fudge
Did you say like it felt like you were just eating your thumb?
Yeah, I'm just, it's bad, okay? But I mean, other learning things were cool. Like I learned a lot of words from Nick Offerman, and then techniques from Alfonso. A lot of dry humor from Chung, of course.
Yeah, our DP.
Yeah, and then these two, of course, they're just like books that you can read. So, you know, just taking in information really. And yeah, I learned that the Arctic Monkeys are a very amazing band.
Yeah, I went to see Arctic Monkeys like the first week, and that was like our hanging out time. Yeah.
In Pittsburgh.
In Pittsburgh.
Yeah. So I'd like to have the three of you describe each other and take a stab at this.
Oh,
so
no.
Thomas, why don't you tell us about the real RJ?
The real RJ?
Yeah.
I remember at first he was like nervous and he was kind of on his phone a lot, but then once he opened up, he's like one of the most positive, energetic people, and just wants everyone to be together, and every time he walked on set he was very enthusiastic and instantly like raised everyone's morale, and but then takes a lot of naps, doesn't sleep much at night, eats steak and eggs for breakfast. Do you feel very naked now? Like I've just exposed you?
No, no,
Okay.
not really.
Okay,
Well, everybody knows that I sleep a lot.
You're doing well now. You're still with us. Olivia, tell us about the real Thomas.
I think, in a way, you're quite self-deprecating, and you don't realise how fantastic you are as a human being and how incredible you are as an actor. The way you move your body, it's very slapstick sometimes. You're very physical, and the way you just throw yourself on the floor sometimes when you're tired. You're funny in the way that you act like a toddler with me when we don't get our own way sometimes.
Yeah.
You're a partner in crime. I really like it.
All right, and RJ, tell us about the real Olivia.
Olivia is 0% BS. That's what it is. Like, she literally tells you if she likes you, she likes you. If she doesn't, she'll be nice about it, but she'll let you know that she doesn't like you.
I don't let anyone know that I don't like them.
She'll just be like, oh, and that's so cool. Turn to Thomas. And that's how you know that she doesn't like really want to talk to you. But she's very sweet. I'm just being
Great.
RJ, you know. She's very sweet and honest. And sometimes I like, if you like downsize yourself, Olivia will build you back up. Like, oh, shut up. You're great. Trust me. And I'm just, okay. And she doesn't think that me and Thomas have good accents. She thinks that we can only do American.
She thinks she's the only one that can do an American accent.
Yeah.
and
No,
like,
no, I
one
don't.
else-
Because
Yeah.
you
Her American
try.
No one
accent
else
is
can
perfect.
change their accent except for Olivia.
I hate this exercise. This is awful. We're no longer friends.
So we're running out of time, but for the last lightning round here, what's the best acting lesson or direction you've ever gotten that you can recall?
Less is sometimes more. Yeah.
I don't think it was anything off from direction that I'd been given off of a director, but I was watching the kind of behind the scenes of Breaking the Waves, and Emily Watson said that I think it was either Lars von Trier or her co-star give her advice just to just completely let go, just forget everything, just let go. And I thought that was very important.
Yeah, I had a bad habit of like during emotional scenes, I was uncomfortable with that before I just, went through the process of making this movie, and I would touch my face a lot, and Alfonso helped get rid of that bad habit.
All right.
So.
Well, it's been great talking to you. Great luck with the film.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much. Thank you.
Thanks. Here with award-winning director of film and television, Alfonso Gomez Rejon.
You got it right.
All right.
Thank you.